What's up, you fuckers? Ride, Climb, Drink, episode 4. It's been a minute. What's up? What's going on? Tons of fun climbs to showcase and show off. So let's just jump into it and check them out. So we got a V5 here. Tons of little crimps and like little kind of slopey crimps too. Not a lot of dig into them, you know, so kind of slopey, and then on some pretty decent overhang, I would say. Nothing too crazy like a roof, though, you know, something to make it interesting and fun. And so this is kind of like where I really struggled at this section here, like doing the whole foot swap and then trying to reach up, because that was a big move. All right, so here we go. You start off with this really low, deep back flag, which is super dope. I always love that. And then from there, just making sure you grab those crimps. That side pull was a little awkward and kind of tough. And then that foot swap was a little sketch, not too bad. But that move right there, that was a pretty big move for me. As I'm eyeing it up, I'm just like hoping, just like, dude, do not miss it. And please toe down so you don't fly off the wall. Then when I stuck it, I was like, hell yeah, dude. I wasn't too sure about the top because I didn't get that far before. I haven't even touched it. But from down below, it looked pretty decent. And so I was just like, bro, just shoot for it. And it was all right. It wasn't too bad. A little slopey, but really good hold. Obviously, I like flew off the wall and was able to hold on. So this was a comp climb and nothing too crazy. I mean, it was really juggy, though it had this cool dyno at the beginning. So I thought I'd just show it off because you do like that whole dyno backwards and then you do a little canvas move to the next move. But really juggy for sure. Maybe like a V2, a V3. It's like on the comp wall, so they don't grade it. Though I'd imagine maybe like a V2, a V3. But pretty smooth sailing. And then I don't even know why I do this. I don't even know where it came from. It's so immature, dude. This climb right here had one of the sketchiest finishes I've done in quite some time, because you're on this deep like overhang and you have to like lean back and trust like this not really good heel hook and shoot for this not really good crimp, like slopey type of crimp. And so you're like lean back like 10 feet above like this not so soft mat. And you really got to commit. You really got to trust yourself and commit and just go for it. It's an ungraded comp climb, and I wouldn't even know what I would call it. Maybe like a 5, 6. If I was grading it, maybe a 10. This is my first V10. So that's like where I just struggled so much, and it was so exhausting trying to get that. And so I really... Okay, so I wasn't like scared, but I was like, okay, just gotta hold on to it. Oh my gosh, I was dude, I was so happy to get it, and then I was just like trying to get my feet, and it was like I let out one of those little Andra yells. Dude, so disappointed. I almost thought I had it. Dude, oh my gosh. Dude, I had it at that moment. I thought I had it. It was right there. But, okay, so check this out. So I shoot for the finish and I'm holding on by like these 3 little fingers and my whole body weight's like swinging back. And I'm just hoping just to stick it, just pulling down as hard as I can on these 3 little fingers. And then holding on with my left. But I just had too much momentum and just like flew off. There's a look at the overhang, not too bad. And then if you look, that little hold on the bottom, that's like what I'm trying to hold on to with my left hand. So it's a crimp, but a really slopey crimp. In my gut, I know 99% positive that this is coming down after today. This is it. This is my last day to send or don't send at all, because it's getting reset for sure. I think this was like Friday, and then they reset for Flash Float Fridays. And so I'm like, okay, dude, you got this. You're at the top. You just need to like really pull down as hard as you can and stop being a little punk and just get it, you know? So I'm psyching myself up. I like to do a little deep breathe, calm myself down, slow the heart rate down. Like, bro, you got this, dude. You got the moves, you got the sequence, you know what to do. Just fucking do it. You know what I mean? And so this first move is pretty dope because you just like stand up on top of the volume, do a little tiny dynamic movement out, and then this is where it really comes down to it. So you reach out, do this kind of like Gastoni move, you get the heel hook, open up your hips, and just shoot for that finish, bro. And you just gotta the back muscles, right? Dude, I fucking nailed it. I was so freaking stoked to get it, man. Holding that swing was so freaking hard, man, but I got it. So freaking pumped, man. That was one I was like really excited to get. It was like a really fun day project and so stoked to get it. This was a V4 on some overhang, a lot of pinches and a lot of heel hooks, like my worst things ever. Though I am getting better at heel hooks, even though I slip right there. Nothing too wild, pretty easy flash go. It was just fun to do some heel hooks and then some pinches on some overhang, you know, practice it so I can get better. Flash City, baby. Dude, okay, so this V6 was so fun. I worked it for like days. It was tough. It really pushed me, but I love working climbs like that. Okay, so it's this really crimpy V6 on some overhang, and so that's like really tough, but I really like it. I was able to get through the beginning portion like my first go, and I was like, dude, okay, sick. I'm about to flash this sick ass V6 on some overhang with all these crimps, and I was like, bro, I'm getting good. It then had the ego check at the very top because I could not. The sequence at the end, I don't know. It was so difficult. I didn't know what I was doing, and so that's where I really struggled. That very like end sequence. Okay, I guess the beginning part wasn't too easy too. Fucking dry fire, man. Okay, so this is the part where like it was just like I didn't know what I was doing. Dude, I was fucking flying off for days. You can get like a pad on there, so it wasn't like horrible. It wasn't like V8, V9 type of crimp, but it was a solid V6 crimp on some overhang, so you can get a pad. But it was just like a lot of weight, you know. I'm not like a little team kid that weighs like 90 pounds, you know. I'm a grown ass 5'6" adult. Got like 140 pounds pulling down gravity, you know. All right, so here we go. Pull up onto the wall. By now, I got this beginning sequence down pretty good because I worked it so many times. Feeling pretty confident with the sequence. I like know what I'm doing and know where to grab, where to move my feet, and you could tell I'm already shaking. So I've tried it so many different ways, trying to figure out how I want to do it, and I think matching was the way to go, because then I eye it up for just a second, and then I shoot for it, and then I'm like holding on, like in my head I'm thinking, don't let go, don't screw this up, you're right there, you just need to finish. So I pull up and I'm like, dude, hell freaking yeah, man. All right, so this is a V4 flash go, and then as you can see, I'm like getting so excited about heel hooks. I try to put them everywhere, but it was really unnecessary for me to do that. Uncalled for. Not like super smooth because again, it's a flash go, though I'm kind of like working it on the wall, and it's feeling pretty good. It's going the way I thought it would go, besides that heel hook at the beginning. Nothing too crazy with the holds, though overall pretty fun climb. There's just something about standing on top of volumes, though, that adds a little extra spice to it. So I like that part. And I don't know about you, though, every time I get to the top of the wall and I'm at that height, I just got to look over just to see what's going on. You never know what could be on the other side of the wall, right? What if someone fell on the other side of the wall and they're just like trapped there for days? You're just like shriveled up, no food, no water, no entertainment, and you look over the wall and then you're their savior, you're their hero. I can be your hero, baby. Okay, so this all right, so this V4 was a little tricky, though a lot of fun. So you start off with this side pull and then like heel hook into like some bicycle action, like going vertical. Really cool. And those holds weren't too bad, like moving up. But okay, so this was like the difficult part, because you have these big, really good holds on the wall, but then you have this like long reach to the next hold, and it's like, okay, how am I supposed to get there? So luckily I'm able to like compact myself down low and then just like kind of like reach. It was such a struggle, but you're pulling up but also trying to stand up at the same time, and you do kind of like a pistol squat action. That was a little difficult, but a lot of fun. And like, you're not like, okay, so you're standing on like not the greatest of holds. It's kind of slippery, so you're kind of like trusting yourself. You're like, bro, I hope my rubber sticks, because if not, I'm slipping with my right foot and I'm just like slamming my head into the wall if that happens. So you really got to go with confidence and really trust your feet on this one. I get a little flashy here for the ending, throwing that little heel hook, though I almost fucking lose it. I get a little too cocky with a heel hook, and I'm not like pointing my toes like I'm supposed to. I'm just like, okay, let me just get it. And I just almost fucking fly off. It took me a while to stand up on that yellow hold, so I was a little stoked to get it. All right, dudes. Okay, this V5 right here was a lot of fun, though. Okay, so the ending had this like Aladdin type "do you trust me" hold type shit at the very end, because it's like a really slopey type of hold with this like, what's the point of this little tiny hold? Like, what's the deal? Well, why would you even put that there? It did nothing. Maybe it did a little, though. It was like slopey in itself. It's just like enough. You could see like the black mark where everyone was slipping off. That was probably actually me. At this point, I'm still climbing with my Las Sportivas with no toe, no rubber at the end, and so it just gives it that little extra spice for sure, because I'm supposed to trust like no rubber. On top of that, like, come on, bro. I had like zero friction on that left hold. It was just like come on. Okay, so the beginning had this fun little traverse little sequence going across. Start off with some little tiny crimps into like this slopey hold that you're eventually gonna stand on. Get a really good high left foot, which I always like, getting a high foot. Go into that deep undercling, and then you had to get this little crimpy sequence going on. So there's like 3 crimps right there, and then it was just like, okay, so how am I gonna do it? Where should I grab where? A little tricky, but once you get that, the right foot wasn't that solid either, but it was a whole lot better than that left. But once you get there, you just got to commit with that left foot. Like, bro, okay, choose, don't let me slip. I hope this finish hold is good. And it was a pretty good jog. If it was a crimp, it would have been like game over. I don't know if I would have got the climb. But a solid hold for sure. So send, baby. I was pretty proud of myself for committing. It was a nice little day project for sure. Dude, okay, so this V6 was a lot of fun. A lot of freaking fun. I worked it a few times, and it had this really cool sequence. It had like, you know, tons of like horrible crimps on some overhang, and so you like start off really cool undercling, double undercling, and then crimp action like all over. This thing was like just like full of crimps, and you're on some overhang too, so it made it a little extra spicy. So you go down to do this undercling, and then you go back up. So it took me a while to like figure out what I was supposed to actually do. Though once I got it, I was like, okay, this is dope. And dude, whoever fucking put that crimp so close to that volume is an asshole. I like scraped up my knuckles so many times shooting for that left. Okay, they're not really an asshole, but come on. I felt pretty solid. He's getting the moves. I had the sequence going on. I just needed to complete it. I just needed to complete, you know, the finish. And so feeling pretty stoked, feeling pretty confident. I was like, okay, let me call it, come back another day. I'm gonna fucking get this. Dude, I go to shower, I come back out, and I fucking see this shit. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? The reset? I literally, I was getting it. Go shower and come out, and basically the whole climb's gone. Reset. How was I supposed to know? It's so freaking heartbreaking. I haven't had that happen to me in a long time, where I was almost there and got reset right before I could finish. I had it. I know I had it. I know I could have done it. So freaking heartbreaking. Oh well. So this is a V4 out at the Alta climbing gym. I don't really hit this gym up too much. It's like so far away. It's cool to pop in there a few times though to hit up some like different climbs, especially if like you sent like everything else at the other gym and you don't feel like we're working like a project. It was like a combination of like some slabby, slopey type holds and like big commitment here for the finish. It's like a dynamic movement, and then I didn't know how good the finish hold was. So I was like, bro, I'm gonna shoot for it, and hopefully I nail it, because if not, I'm gonna go flying off the wall. But I went full commitment, got it, and got this in. So pretty stoked. Is it just me who likes to pretend like I'm in a climbing competition and there's a crowd watching me? I like to pretend I'm in a climbing competition all the time, and I made it to the finals. I'm in the World Cup, sending V4s for the win. Getting that gold, and there's an audience there, and you got to show off, and you got to show the audience some appreciation for their support, because they're clapping, you know, and yelling and a hooting and a hollering. I like to do a little wave, little celebratory move. All right, so this is a V4 like on some vertical type shit, and then it has like kind of like pocket crimpy holds. I don't know what I would call them. Have you seen these in your gym? You probably know what I'm talking about. Probably don't need to describe them. This was the flash go, so I'm still kind of figuring out the climb on the wall, making sure I don't fucking blow the flash over some dumb shit. Trying to make sure I watch my footwork and make sure I don't do something dumb like slip off the wall, and then there goes that attempt, you know? So these are kind of like pocket crimpy type holds. They're not like full on pockets where like you're like digging into them, and they're not like full on crimps either where you get like a full hand and you get like 2 fingers or something in them. But I was able to get the flash, so pretty stoked about that. Dude, I don't know what these people at the front desk think whenever they're watching me climb and celebrate. Probably think I'm like some freaking psycho. Like, dude, who's this guy that comes like early in the morning with no friends and then just like dry humps the wall? I'm gonna like do something like that one of these days, go to the shower, come out, and there's gonna be like a whole bunch of like cops waiting for me. Waiting to escort me out the building. Like, bro, you're not allowed here anymore. This is a family environment. This is a family gym. Get out of here with that shit. This is a V4 climb on some like slopey, crimpy type shit. You couldn't really get like a solid full-on like crimp, though you could get like a decent crimp. So I made it interesting. It was a lot of fun. Do this like overhang type shit. Yeah, you really have to kind of like trust your hands on this one, because like you lean back for like a while and you're like, okay, I hope I don't fucking drive fire and go flying backwards, and then kind of like an awkward finish. Maybe I could have got like a heel hook there, but unnecessary. I think this was a V5. I'm not too sure. Straight up, this was like recorded like months ago. So I can't remember. I know it's not like a 3. It's either like a 4 or 5. Does it matter though? My ego says yes. Yes, it does matter. Some decent overhang to it that you really can't see from this angle, but it's pretty decent. Kind of like pinchy type moves. Pretty fun little dyno to finish. I mean, when is a dyno not fun? You know? When? Probably when you like miss and you go falling. When you land the dyno, it's always fun. I'll put it that way. Solid little finish though. Fun climb, so I had to celebrate. Dude. And I know the staff is probably looking at me like, dude, you can't be doing that. This is a family gym. Why aren't they doing this at the World Cup though? Probably because they're classier than I am, for sure. But come on, could you imagine like Tomoa or Yoshi just like after they get the top doing like some football celebratory move? That's what I want. That's what I want. Dude, I want to see Brooke land the final move on problem 4. She knows she won the competition, and then bust out like a worm or something like that. Could you imagine? She gets the top, jumps down, and does the I just want to rock celebration. That would be so wild. The crowd would be like, whoa. Someone from the crowd tosses in a beer, cracks that thing open, and just like chugs it, slams it, crushes it on her head, and throws it back. You know how wild that would be? Or at least some sort of celebration. None of this like wave, thank you type shit. I want to see them go crazy. But again, they're probably classier than I am. But yeah, thanks again for watching. That's so cool to see the channel grow and more followers. So that's exciting. I'm excited to bring you more climbs. So I had to focus on work for a while. Got bills and shit to pay. I'm an adult. I'm not like a full-time content creator or anything like that, getting paid to do this. And so I had to focus on work. though I was climbing the whole time, of course, and so I got lots of content, lots of stuff to share. I have all this like past climbing stuff that I've done too that I'm going to be bringing and showing. I think that's what I'm going to be putting out next, actually, is like my origin story, like some past climbs that I've done, some past climbing trips. So if you're into climbing, if you like that type of shit, give me a follow, subscribe, whatever, drop a comment. Thanks for the love, thanks for the follows, thanks for the comments, thanks for the supports, and I'll see you next time.